Welcome to another story of the frustration of golf. Golf is hard. Today was a tricky day. It was very windy, but it was very scoreable, and it was very frustrating. Oddly enough, I'm going to go with the positives straight away. It's the best I've hit driver all year. Irons ball striking, pretty awesome. Chipping, one little duffy one, but otherwise okay. Putting, struggled. Today's round, 7 over par. Where? How? Overall, struggling to sum the day up. The birdie, I didn't get a birdie all day. First hole, drivable par 4, I just left it about 50 yards short, so I was on the wrong angle. But pretty simple par, should have been birdie really from the 50 yards away, obviously. Second hole is an amazing par 3, 225 yards into wind, and it was nearest the pro. And funnily enough, we passed it on 17, and the nearest pin that was there at the start of the day was still there at the end of the day. Not surprised, it was about 8 foot. It was awesome. I missed it short side of myself, missed it short right. So to be honest with you, without getting too cute, I almost just took my medicine, knowing what holes were coming up. Obviously, I wanted to land it. There was about 6 foot of green to land it in, be short of the flag to roll up. But also on the flip side, you leave it in the rough, you're looking at double. So I kind of landed it pretty much on the flag. If it had come out a little bit soft and landed shorter, great. If it didn't, rolled about 15 foot past, missed it coming back. So bogey, but I'd almost resounded myself to that. Third hole is, I think holes 3 to 7 is where holes 3 to 8 in fact. No, holes 3 to 9. 10's alright. Holes 3 to 10. Holes 3 to 9. I don't know what's happened. There's just something not working in here that's just saying don't make the right decisions. Third hole, I hit a driver. It's a drivable par 4 if you get it online. I mean, you're going to hear a lot of drivable par 4s here on this front nine, or reachable in 2 par 5s. So you can understand that scoring is it can be very easy. And you're going to hear me say how hard I made it for myself. So I've hit a tee shot. There's the whole world left, and there's water down the right near the green. So I've gone safe. I've started it at the green and I've drawn it away. The wind's also pushed it further that way. So I've got about 60, 70 yards in. No, about 80 yards, I tell you. I've got 80 yards in, but pin high just coming across. So absolutely fine. I was no danger with that whatsoever. There's also a lot of bunkers on the fairway and short of the green. So when you decide just to kind of go out the flag and draw it with a bit of wind, you're fine. You're on the other fairway. It's really not an issue. It's exactly where the mist needs to be. Put a gap wedge back into the wind and just put it slightly past the flag. And in hindsight, the worst thing I could have possibly done was gone past the flag. I remember how slopey this green was, but I kind of didn't take it into consideration on my shot. So there's the first mental lapse. I get to my putt, and we're talking a grading of this. But it's not just a grading of this, I've also got to go right to left. I'm aiming around about 10 foot right of the flag. Now, to put it into perspective, again, I'm only about 15 feet away. And 20 feet away tops, and I'm aiming 15 foot right. And I kind of hit it through the initial break, and then it went down the hill, and I knocked it 10 foot past. And there's brain lapse number 2 in the space of 10 minutes. I made it coming back up the hill, thankfully, and so I'm 1 over through 3 holes. Fourth hole is drivable par 4. Again, it's normally a 3-wood, but with the wind slightly off the right and slightly into, I went with driver. Again, got it pin high, but just left of the green, so I only had about 40 yards to the flag. I did bushnell it, but then I kind of almost forgot my yardage, and I wanted to go with a bit of feel and look at the green and where to land it like a chip shot, and it's exactly what I did. Knocked it onto 2 feet. What happened then is, I think this shaped my day, and it's probably got something to do with maybe the mood that I'm in today. I must be in a bad mood. I feel in a bit of a bad mood. I've got no idea why. Just a bit tired, I think. It really got my back up. So I'm over the putt, and I just didn't. I'm over this putt thinking the wind's blowing me over, and I'm thinking about the stroke. Is it gonna be a good stroke? Is the wind gonna blow me over? And then I thought to myself, it's a little bit left to right. Have you aimed left? Or are you going to hit it hard into the middle? Are you dropping it from the left door? And I stepped away and I walked away and I thought, right, so almost kind of give myself a little pat on the back and said, good, you needed to do that. But I didn't walk away and gather myself, I just walked away. And I came back into it and I gave myself all the same questions again. And I basically ended up aiming it in the middle of the hole and putting it in dead weight, and I missed it right. And I honestly feel that was my round, that was my turning point. If I make a birdie up the fourth, I go into the fifth, which is a par 4, level par, and a bit more of a spring in my steps, knowing that there's 2 par 5s to come. But instead, I've missed it and I'm 1 over. And I'm furious. I am absolutely livid. I'm not throwing clubs around, I'm not shouting swear words, but inside I'm boiling up, I'm fuming. And I get onto the next tee, and it's always a 3-wood off this tee because a bit of a brook comes into play. I hit a hard 3-wood, and the lad's jokingly said, a bit of anger in that one. I said, yes, a lot of anger in that one. 120 to the flag, really strong wind into. Now 120 is a smooth gap wedge. Instead I just hit a little soft 9-iron, but I've pulled it and it's gone left of the green, left of the bunker, pin high but left. And it's one of those moments, again, this is going to be memory lapse, this is going to be mind lapse number 3 at this point now, because I'm just chipping over a bunk. I've got to land it on, and the green's sloping left to right, and I like to kind of just slide across the ball a little bit, and just the bit of spin and a little bit of roll always goes from left to right as well. So it's not really an issue for me. I'm quite happy with the shot. That's memory lapse number 4. I'm not actually checking if the camera's in the right place. Sums up my day. So, bad second shot. Third shot, I'm over the green. I'm over it. I'm just chipping over the bunker. I've visualised this shot and I'm loving it. I'm thinking this is going to be a lovely little up and down. And something in the backswing just said to me, hit this a little bit harder, Carter. Okay, so I did. It landed past the flag, rolled over the other side of the green, and it came up against. You got the first cut, or you got the green, the first cut, and then the second cut. And I swear to God, it was 6 inches high, and my ball was against the side of it. And I'm just like, I'm not even going to be able to get up and down 2 from this place. So I've gone out with a little 50 degree, and I've just stabbed it, rolled it round to about 8 foot, but I've rolled it round into a position where I've still got a downhill right to left putt, which I obviously missed. Of course I did, because I'm an idiot. And not because I missed an 8 foot putt, because I just was in that situation. And I've just made double. Now, imagine my frustration after missing a 2-footer for birdie. I've just made double from absolutely nowhere, from 120 yards away. In my mind now, I've literally just dropped 3 shots in 2 holes. And if I'm going to be completely honest with you, although the weather was difficult, I kind of I threw the towel in. I just kept saying to myself, you know what? I'm just not enjoying this. Not enjoying this at all. I'm thinking to myself, why? I'm a decent golfer. I hit the ball well. I mean, so far I'm now 3 over par, and I've not mishit a shot. No, I've actually hit every shot really well from the middle of the golf club, and I've nailed every single shot. But my mental, I can almost call it a mental breakdown with the golf club in hand over a particular shot has just cost me. I should have been level par at that point, but instead I was 3 over. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Yep, we all have it. Get on to the next hole, par 5, and wind strong off the left, 280 to clear the trees on the right, left 290 odd to clear the water and the hazard on the right. And I started it down a good line, and to be perfectly honest with you, I did hit it really solid. And when it landed, it was shaping towards the hazard. Now, it was one of those, I think it may have gone past, it could have gone past, but I also thought, well, it actually wasn't landing in the hazard. I did kind of have it a good 5 yards inside the hazard going up. So I was, obviously I wouldn't have needed to hit provisional anyway, but if that was just a bush, I wouldn't have hit a provisional because I was quite confident that it was going to be okay. We get up there and we just can't find it. It's not, and obviously we can't see the bounce, but we all kind of said, well, it must have obviously kicked right and gone into the hazard, because it wasn't past it, wasn't sure of it, wasn't on the edge of it, and the rough wasn't really that thick. So I'm dropping a ball 235 yards away from the green, downhill, downwind off the left. I've hit a 5-iron onto about 30 feet, and I'm actually, you know what? I'm on the green in regulation. First putt, I've knocked it 6 foot by, missed it coming back. I've just made bogey, and I'm just like, where are these shots? I'm hemorrhaging shots for no reason. The greens I really struggled with. I struggled so much trying to get the right pace. Really found it difficult. Next hole, hit a fantastic tee shot up there. It was into the wind, and there's a brook about probably 80 yards short of the green, so you can't really go for it. So I just punched a 7-iron at the back of my stance and just chased it down the fairway, left myself 120 in, and I've gone with a bit of extra club than the last time I had this. Sorry, about 113, so I've gone for an 8-iron rather than 9-iron that I hit down the fourth, and I've left it five yards short of the green. The flag was on the front edge as well, so I left it 5 yards short of the green, and I'm actually kind of thinking, you know what, I don't mind doing that. I like my little chip shot short of the green and just let it run up, and I've got a good chance of holding these shots. This is probably my one bad strike of the day. I caught it a little bit of a duff. It still finished about 6 feet under the hole, but it wasn't obviously threatening to go in. Missed the putt, made bogey. Right, so I've just dropped 4 shots in 3 holes, and on the hole before it I missed a 2-footer for birdie. So I've just dropped 5 shots in 4 holes. And that's my race run. I'm 5 over par. I'm done. I can't get that back now. In my mind, I think what I said at the start of this video is the first 5 or 6 holes are the easiest on the golf course. You've got to be getting through them. Even though the wind was not ideal, it's not a wind that I've played in on that golf course before. It was really kind of tricky off the side. You've still got to get through those first 6 holes 3 under par if you want to have a chance of winning this thing. So, I mean, I'm 8 off that already, so I'm gone. Unless I start throwing some amazing kind of shots in there, which, to be honest with you, it didn't feel like it was out of the range, but mentally inside me, I'd gone. I just thought, I was kind of walking through the next couple of holes, I was thinking, I'm just not enjoying this. Why is it so hard? I'm hitting the golf ball absolutely dead centre of the golf club. Why do I struggle so much to stick a bloody score in? Why is it so hard? So anyway, I get to the par 3, 150 yards downwind, wedge onto about 20 feet short, and I left it 8 foot short, 6 to 8 foot short. Thankfully, I made the par putt, but again, that would have been a bit of an annoying thing. Next hole, fantastic driver down the next, left myself 50 yards into the green, knocked it onto the back fringe, flag was at the back, so I've gone over it by about 10 feet. And I've coming out of the fringe, I've hit too hard, I've gone 5 foot past, or 4 foot past, something like that, and thankfully I've made it coming back again. And again, they could have been 2 holes where I didn't make them coming back. They could have also been 2 holes where maybe I just got a bit of a break and held one, but I just needed that break. Going up the next, fantastic drive, again, really good wedge shot to about 20 feet. The wind was really hard off the right, so the ball just got pushed towards the end. Left it about a foot short on the jaws, but didn't go in. Next hole, par 3, 115 yards into the wind off the right, so I just punched a gap wedge from the back of my stance. Landed it on the flag and it zipped back to the front edge of the green, so I've got about a 15 footer up the hill, and I've knocked it 5 foot past, and the guys even just looked at me and was like, what did you just do? And I just looked at them and gone, what am I doing? And I honestly, this putt was a straight putt up the hill from left, I'll tell you what, maybe left edge, it was left edge up the hill. And my next putt now is down the hill, right to left. It's way harder. Thankfully, I've started it about 2 holes outside the right edge and it's dropped in the side door, but again, that's another little save which should have been a birdie, not me scrambling for par. Again, next hole, absolutely nailed the drive, and funnily enough, on this tee shot, the last 2 years I've hit this left bunker, and I did jokingly say to the guys, I'm aiming at that left bunker and the wind should bring it back. But I've hit this ball so pure that the wind hasn't touched it. And I've cleared the bunkers. I've gone past 15, 20 yards past the bunkers. Hit a lovely little sand wedge onto the green from like 110, and from around about 15 foot, yeah, I didn't get near the hole. No, not even close. Next hole is a big mine lapse again, 300 yards downwind, so I've hit 3 wood going for the green. Just about kept it in balance, to be honest. It wasn't a fantastic shot, it was okay. I had a good angle into the flag, and I had a really good lie. And I'm over this board just thinking, you don't need anything special. You're 30 yards short of the green in the rough, good lie, just flop, just pop it there, just nice strike, the ball will pop out, and it'll land soft. And I don't know what happened, but somewhere in the back of my mind at the end I thought to myself, no, you need to play a big fly floppy shot. So I caught it a little bit heavy with all this indecision, ended up coming out of a bunker, and ended up popping it into a bunker, and then I got out of the bunker, nearly held it, lipped out to about 4 feet, made the putt for par, but it's a 300 yard par 4 and I'm scrambling for par again. And it's just, the next hole was just a nice easy par really. I smashed my drive 130 yards into the green, hit a fantastic approach. That putt, oh, I left it a foot short as well. So I've got to be honest, I'll say one good thing. These videos for me at the moment are like a good counselling session. This is me just getting it out, because I tell you something, sometimes I feel like I'm going to cry. What I can say about that. I am struggling a little bit at the moment with the enjoyment of it. I'm really not enjoying playing. I've got a round with the boys on Wednesday, Pete Finch and Matt Fryer, possibly Rick Shields, not sure about him yet. Not sure if to invite him yet. And I enjoy playing with the lads. We go out and we have a match play. I don't really care if I win, if I beat them, or if they beat me. We just have a good laugh. And when I go out in a competition, I get my back up and I'm thinking, come on, you've got to shoot 2 or 3 under it and have a good day. And I don't think that's probably a different mentality. That's not a mentality that I can actively just change. Something that's got to come with it. But I felt good going into today. I felt like I was going to stick a low one in, and I felt really solid. I mean, I hit the ball really well, just didn't perform very well. Got another tournament on Thursday, and I'm not decided yet if I'm excited for it or I'm apprehensive about it. I need to get excited for it, like I was today. The only problem with me getting excited for it is just the pure disappointment of not playing well, or not shooting a score that I know I'm capable of shooting. I know I'm capable of shooting some really good scores. God, it's a hard game. Right. Gonna put these away, shower, change. I think we're gonna have a few beers. Guys, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. I think it's my kind of weekly counselling session, so for me it's a big help. Thanks for watching. Please do comment below what you think, and please do subscribe to the channel as well, because at some point I will post a decent score and you'll go, actually, you know what, this guy's actually alright at golf. Not quite sure when that's going to be, but I hope it's sooner rather than later. Thanks for watching. See you soon.